Toby walks down the neon light, freshly rained-on streets. He always came here before a fight. Call it superstition. Call it a stupid routine. Anything to take his mind off the pain that was soon to come. His opponent was a small scrap of flesh called Dylan. He didn't look much, but his wiry frame came in handy when jumping on your face to gouge at your eyes. They'd met once at a Leningrad Cowboys gig. It was only for a second, and that was to denounce Ronda Rousey. Something they both felt bad about. But when you lose, you lose. Toby's foot scrapes along the cement pavement, another habit. He looks at the imperfections in the cement. His eyes dart about the mix of orange, black and grey. A part of him wants to climb into the complicated colours and hide. But what about Mum? What of the old woman who suffers a cruel dementia alone in her bed? What of her? Dad left years ago, and she never got over it. But at least she had her son. A bruised, bare-knuckle fighter who never left Westbury. Who never became anything other than a fetid meat slab. He was just as alone as she. Country, an extension of my mind, a place of blankness filled in by life, all life. I stand in front of its power. Time. A clock with a rundown battery. The hands creak. Forgotten Christmas lights. I remember. A white horse. How many times did I use this place in my writings? I look out of the window and there it is, a huge horse in mid-gallop, but never going anywhere. Why does that sound familiar? My nemesis. I've known him all my life. A burly biker with a Belizean machete called Doris. I never got round to asking him why he named it that. I shudder to think. I'm paraphrasing here, but when one does not have a nemesis, one invents one. What's a life without enemies? Someone who cares about my bad being.
Would you like some? Sorry, where are my manners?
God in heaven, no.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's not the cider I'm worried about.
Oh, you mean... I see. Yeah, I understand. Such a beautiful day, isn't it? It's a beautiful day.
How long do you have left?
Not long. Well, at least I did some good stuff. Did you do anything good?
Plagiarise myself.
Why?
There's no possible way I could have written the originals because they were published a very, very long time ago.
How old are you?
172.
You age really slowly.
4 times slower.
Are you a vampire?
People always go with the same myth. No, I just age slower.
That must be truly great.
No, not really. I get to be in my 80s for 40 years. One thing about living so long is it gives you too much time to think about the world, too much time to think about dying, too much time to think about your failures.
I thought my problems were bad.
They are. You just don't have as much time to dwell on them. I'm out of sync.
Well, what about your notes?
I buried them in 1945 to remind me that I lived those years, that I wasted those years.
Row, 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 row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. Bye.
John wanders through the lonely, bomb-struck streets. He always came here before a boxing match. Hitler really did a number on his home city. Anything to take his mind off the pain that was soon to come. His opponent, a small fella called Ralph. He didn't look much, but his thin frame came in handy when dodging fisticuffs. They'd met once at a Ewan McCall concert. It was only for a second, and that was to show off war medals. John's foot scrapes along the newly laid pavement, another habit. He looks at the sheen of new. His eyes move about the mix of colour. He wants to entomb himself. Others have always walked over him. Why not make it official? But what about Mother? What of the kind matriarch who sacrificed all to give him bread, warmth and love? TB is such a cruel disease. Father left years ago, but she still loves him. She's supposed to love him. Society deems it appropriate, something John didn't understand. But at least she had her son, an unlicensed boxer who never left Norwood Park, who never became anything other than the object to jeer at. He was just as alone as she. I've lived too long. Life bores me. The scraps of paper I've hoarded, meaningless relics from an irrelevant age. What does one do when it just goes on and on? A country, an extension of the soul, a place of wonder and beauty. I should have explored it more.